SUNY Oswego students react to the new streaming service, Disney+.
South Dakota unveils a new campaign to raise awareness of meth use.
And a second New Yorker has died due to a vaping-related illness.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Matt Green.
And I'm Brianna Lynn.
The Department of Health reported a second death due to a vaping-related illness in New York State. The deceased was a male in his 30s from Manhattan who had a history of e-cigarette and vape product use. The Department of Health is continuing its investigation into the cause of these illnesses. In the meantime, the department's message remains, quote, "If you don't know what you're smoking, don't smoke it."
Governor Andrew Cuomo says, quote, "We are taking every step possible to combat this crisis on the state level, but the federal government needs to take action now." President Trump has already backed down from his vow to ban the sale of most flavored e-cigarettes, despite widespread evidence that these flavors are used to target our teens and young adults. This is big tobacco all over again. Make no mistake, this is a public health crisis, and until our leaders in Washington do something to stop it, more lives will be lost, end quote.
A Central New York priest has been placed on administrative leave after new sex abuse allegations were revealed in a civil lawsuit. Reverend Paul Angelicio, a pastor at St. John the Baptist Church and Transfiguration Church in Rome, has been accused of child sexual abuse from 1980 to 1981. The Catholic Diocese of Syracuse says Angelicio will stay on leave while they investigate. He was previously accused of child sex abuse in 2016, but according to the Onondaga County District Attorney, William Fitzpatrick, there was no evidence found to corroborate the claim. Angelicio took a similar leave of absence during the 2016 investigation.
The FBI is joining the ongoing Syracuse University investigation after a series of racist messages and hate crimes have occurred in the last 2 weeks. Racial slurs were found written in campus bathrooms, a swastika was found drawn in the snow, and students of color reported other students shouting slurs at them. An FBI supervisory senior resident agent attended a news conference at the Syracuse Police Public Safety Building yesterday in the afternoon. It is not clear how the FBI is going to be involved, but they say the Federal Bureau supports efforts by local campus and state police.
Net neutrality activists set up an informational campaign today at SUNY Oswego's Lake Effect Cafe. The nonprofit First Amendment for All organized an event where students could go from station to station learning about net neutrality and the effects that they would have without it. The event concluded with students signing a petition for the campaign. Daniel Vargas said the student organizer said about the event, quote, "We wanted to do this because we feel that most students are not aware of their responsibility that they have in the future of net neutrality. They don't feel that way right now because they aren't paying for anything. We hope, though, that they will feel responsible now and make a difference."
A new streaming service, Disney Plus, has just emerged, and it has already become a common trend here on campus. Michael Jean is going to dive into the new phenomenon and how it impacts Oswego students.
Nostalgia.
It brings back memories.
You to look back on your childhood.
From my childhood.
There's a lot of nostalgia.
I mean, it gives us a chance to relive our childhood.
With nostalgia being the main reason students are investing in the new streaming service Disney Plus, this site has gained a lot of subscribers specifically from young adults.
Now that Disney Plus is available, Oswego students have been binge-watching their favorite classics such as Cinderella or new material such as The Mandalorian.
Since its launch on November 12, Disney Plus has become incredibly successful as it gained more than 10 million subscribers on the same day. In this service, more than 500 movies are included spanning from classics to modern shows, and there are more than 100 television series that are added as well. Some are new. Now that Disney Plus is here in the scene, this causes major rivalry between streaming services such as Amazon Prime Videos, HBO Go, and mainly Netflix. Students share their thoughts on the streaming competition.
I think I feel bad for Netflix because I just feel Disney owns a lot. It's a huge conglomerate, so they have a lot more to offer right now, I think, than Netflix does.
I think Netflix has a lot more going for them than Disney. It may draw away a few people that like to watch a few Disney movies, on Netflix, but in the long run, I don't think Netflix should have much to worry about regarding Disney Plus.
either people have Netflix or they have Disney Plus now. Like, they're like watching monopolies. Like, Disney gets ESPN Plus, Netflix gets a deal with Nickelodeon. Like, it's just crazy how they're just taking over. I don't even think people watch regular TV anymore.
Michael Jean reporting.
Consumers can subscribe to Disney Plus for $6.99 per month or $69.99 per year. Disney Plus can also be bundled with Hulu and ESPN Plus for $12.99 a month.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are officially registered to vote in Florida. The first couple made Mar-a-Lago their new primary residence instead of New York's Trump Towers. In a pinned tweet earlier this month, Governor Cuomo said, quote, "Good riddance. It's not like Donald Trump pays taxes here anyways. He's all yours, Florida," end quote. Trump is holding a campaign rally in South Florida on November 26th. This rally will double as a voter registration drive.
Close to 24 people, including 13 police officers, were hurt in a New York apartment fire just before midnight Tuesday. The officers were taken to a local hospital where they were treated for smoke inhalation and later released. Most of the injuries were minor, but one person was seriously hurt. It took about 100 firefighters, but the fire was out within an hour. The cause of the fire is still unknown. They've known each other for about 6 months and have each other's backs every day while on the job. NYPD officers Harley Greco and Tyler Barber say they've always been close. Guess you could say almost like family. As Andrew Ramos reports, the blue blood runs deep between these two.
NYPD officers Harley Greco and Tyler Barber have been working side by side for nearly half a year. Partners in the 19th precinct, the pair, who are both from Long Island, recently found out that they have a bond that goes beyond the uniform.
My grandmother called me and said, "You know Tyler Barber?" I was like, "Yeah, I just went to his wedding. That's my partner." And she's like, "Well, that's your cousin."
That's right. They're not only partners, but cousins. The bizarre discovery uncovered, of all places, in the comments section of the 19th Precinct's Facebook page.
My grandmother commented on it, and then her cousin actually commented on it also.
That exchange left heads scratching. And then a DNA test determined the common thread between Officer Greco and Officer Barber. Unbeknownst to them, their great-great-grandmothers were sisters.
It was definitely bizarre. But we get along so well that it really wasn't that surprising, but it's definitely a small world.
We are now considered the cousin car.
Yeah.
That's our patrol car's nickname, the cuz car.
While the newfound connection left many in their families baffled, the cousins in blue say not much has changed.
We've always been tight. We've always been very good to each other, had each other's backs since day one, so not much has changed.
The officers say their families will be getting together for the first time for Thanksgiving dinner.
In light of today being Transgender Awareness Day, Governor Andrew Cuomo announced an action plan that protects health insurance for transgender and nonconforming New Yorkers. Under the plan, the Office of Mental Health will protect transgender individuals from categorical exclusions for coverage plans issued by insurance companies. Cuomo said in a statement, quote, "Transgender and gender nonconforming people still face discrimination and violence every day, and these critical measures send a clear message that New York will always stand up for every single member of our LGBTQ family, no matter what happens in Washington." Coming up later tonight, South Dakota launches a new campaign in hope to help people struggling with meth addiction.
And find out how the Ain't No Laws When You're Drinking Claus spiked seltzer drink is expected to make this year.
But first, let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jacob Rumowitz.
Good evening, guys. Not too much happening in the region right now, but we did have a little bit of some wintry precipitation earlier in the day, so it's going to be quiet for the moment. However, we should see actually a storm come our way Thursday night into Friday morning with the increased chance of rain and especially wind. We could see some really strong wind gusts with this storm, but I'll talk to you more about that after the break. Thank you. Good evening and welcome back to WTOP 10. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jake Rumowitz. Ooh, sometimes I can't say my last name. Sorry about that. So let's take a look right now. We actually do have some rain on the way. So right now, we have received no rain today. For the month, we're actually below average. We have only received 0.86 inches, where our normal is 2.35, so we're running actually 1.5 inches below average. However, for the year, we have 41.87 inches, which is about almost 8 inches above average for the year. So let's talk about this rain that we're going to see tomorrow. So actually right now across the region, we haven't seen so much precipitation. In Oswego County, it's been actually mostly dry and a little bit cloudy. However, as we go into the future, this is our future cast. Wednesday right now, like I said, a little bit of clouds in the region, but as we progress, this is Thursday morning, right around breakfast, as you're going to get the kids out the door, and maybe if you're on your way to school or if you're on your way to class. There's a little bit of clouds in the region, but look at this. We've been seeing clouds a lot recently, but this is 2 p.m. on Thursday. We might actually see a little bit of sun, but that is too short for me because right after that, we're going to get right back into the clouds and even some little bit of rain on our doorstep, unfortunately. This is for 7 p.m. Thursday, right around dinner time. As we progress, though, we should see those rain showers move through and the clouds, once again, continuing throughout the night. This is 7 a.m. Friday, right around breakfast. However, as we go through, we should see those rain showers turn to snow and possibly some snow actually Friday towards the afternoon. So let's keep going through our forecast. Now, one thing that this big storm is going to bring is some wind. So let's talk about this. Wind-wise, we have, this is right now Wednesday at 9 p.m., 14 miles an hour in Oswego right now. It should die down a little bit throughout the night, but as we continue, look at these wind gusts increase. This is now Thursday at 7 p.m., so right around dinner time. Our wind gusts should increase throughout the region. And going further through the night, look at these wind gusts, 41 miles an hour in Oswego, 30 in Fairhaven, and 34, 36, and 36 in Watertown, Adams, and Pulaski, respectively. So we should see these wind gusts go from around 35 to 40 miles an hour throughout the region. Now, we are under a lakeshore flood watch just for this reason, but taking a look at our future forecast, we do have our 7-day forecast. Like I said, Thursday, not too bad, 46 degrees. Friday, some showers at 47. Saturday, Sunday, looking rather dry, although a bit cold, 43 and 41 degrees. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we should see those temperatures stay around the same, with Wednesday a chance for rain, maybe even a big storm that week. We'll see you after the break. Thank you.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. A 16-year-old boy supposedly used a remote control car to attempt to smuggle methamphetamine across the U.S.-Mexico border. The boy was arrested by U.S. Border Patrol on Sunday after the agents spotted him carrying 2 large duffel bags and dodging in and out of view. The boy was found in brush along the border with 50 packages of methamphetamine attached to the car. The agency said the street value of the methamphetamine is $106,096.
South Dakota's new campaign to fight drug addiction is raising some eyebrows. The ad is appearing on billboard, television, radio, and magazines, but its slogan has some questioning the message. Ryan Martin reports.
South Dakota's meth crisis is growing at an alarming rate.
The mission of the campaign is to get everyone in the state on board to recognize the signs of addiction and to know that we have treatment resources available.
Meth is not someone else's problem. It's everyone in South Dakota's problem.
There will be a variety of different media sources such as TV, radio, print ads, billboards. So it will be a comprehensive campaign.
The campaign slogan is getting attention already.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
I'm on it too.
So am I.
So am I.
I'm on meth.
But not all of it is positive.
We knew that going out, we have to get something out there that captures the attention of South Dakota. We have to cut through the clutter of advertising and social media messages to get people to stop and think about this important issue.
Lori Gill is the secretary for the South Dakota Department of Social Services. She said this slogan was created to capture people's attention.
What we were looking for was a unique way to show that we are responsible as a community to help combat the issue.
She thinks the campaign has been very effective so far.
It's going to raise the awareness of folks and get people talking, and I think it's already doing that.
Ultimately, the Department of Social Services wants to help people who are using the drug get off it.
Let's get meth out of South Dakota.
That's one thing that we're going to be expecting, is that a lot of folks are going to be coming forth saying, how can I work on this issue? What can I do to make a difference? And we're going to be leading people to those ways to pull together and make a difference.
During the first 8 months of this year, officials say there were more than 2,000 meth-related arrests across South Dakota.
This was the summer of White Claw, and the hard seltzer brand's sales projections prove it. The alcoholic beverage company owned by Mark Anthony Brands will surpass $1.5 billion this year, according to the company's senior vice president of marketing, Sanjeev Gajiwala, who told reporters he predicts the overall category will make between $2 billion and $2.5 billion, with White Claw having a 60% share. Sorry, horseradish fans, there is apparently a shortage of the pungent plant worldwide. Burger King's popular zesty onion sauce is in short supply. The restaurant chain announced the sauce might not be available to everyone. Burger King's supplier warned the chain the current sauce stock could be out by early next year. The company is supposedly working on an alternate Burger King, says the shortage could be related to severe weather in the Midwest. Horseradish will not be harvested again until April of next year.
The Austrian government will be turning the birth home of Adolf Hitler into a police station. They're going to try and stop the house from becoming a pilgrimage site for neo-Nazis. The future of the building has been an ongoing debate in Austria for quite some time and was forcibly acquired by the Austrian government in 2017. The Austrian government will hold an EU-wide architectural competition to redesign the building, and the winner will be announced in 2020.
Germany's former president, Richard von Weizsäcker, has died after a man stabbed him to death Tuesday night while giving a lecture in Berlin. The lecture was held at Schisselplatt Clinic Hospital when a man approached the doctor in the lecture room and stabbed him with a knife. Efforts were made to save him, but he died at the scene. Police have launched an investigation but have not yet found a clear motive for the attacker.
25 people have been discovered on a ferry boat traveling from the Netherlands to the United Kingdom. The hidden people were found by the staff on board and seemed to be in rather good condition, according to the Rotterdam police. The people showed symptoms of being in a cold environment for an extended period of time, but did not have any severe injuries. Police in the Netherlands have arrested the driver of the ferry boat, and he is being questioned over possible involvement.
Coming up in sports, Nick Ketter.
Hey Nick, can you give us a quick preview?
I sure can. This week, Oswego hosts SUNY Canton in women's hockey and basketball in huge conference matchups. The Premier League's Tottenham Hotspur shake up the soccer world after making a big coaching change in hopes to turn their season around, and 7-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson makes an announcement about his retirement. Don't go anywhere. Sports is next. Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Nick Ketter, and this is your sports update. On the court, following a strong home win against Morrisville, the Oswego State Lakers women's basketball team will host SUNY Canton tonight at Maxfield Gym. The Lakers enter the contest at 1-2, while the Kangaroos are looking to turn their season around after an 0-4 start. This season, the Lakers have been led by the scoring duo of senior Sydney Ure and sophomore Ramatule C, who have combined for 112 points. The game tips off at 7 p.m. On the ice, the Oswego State Lakers women's hockey team will host SUNY Canton on Friday. The Lakers enter the New HL matchup at 3-2-1 and hope to get a victory over the 0-4-1 Kangaroos. The Lakers are led by New HL Player of the Week, Amber Thomas, who recorded 7 points in 2 conference matchups last week. Both teams will look for an important win to improve their place in the conference standings. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. at the Morano Campus Center. In the soccer world, the Tottenham Hotspur have signed a new coach. Former Manchester United manager Joseph Mourinho will take over for Mauricio Pochettino. Pochettino led the Hotspur to the Champions League final 5 months prior, but has struggled since, landing the team in 14th in the Premier League table. Mourinho has achieved success coaching clubs in multiple league titles, including 2 UEFA Champions League wins. Tottenham's first test under Mourinho is West Ham United on Saturday. In the NASCAR world, NASCAR Cup Series champion Jimmy Johnson announced on Twitter today that the 2020 season will be his last. Johnson has raced for 18 seasons in the Cup Series, amassing 83 wins and 7 series titles, which puts him on a list with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt Sr. for most titles won. Not only is Johnson on that exclusive list, but 5 of those championships were won consecutively from 2006 to 2010. the pilot of the number 48 car's last title was won in 2016, and he will chase the record 8th title in 2020. On to the basketball court. The Lakers took on the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. To start things off, LeBron James, Rajon Rondo gives it to him, clear the way for the King with a slam on the alley-oop. LeBron wasn't done there. A three-pointer there, 2 for 5 on the night for LeBron. He was looking good early in the fourth. More stuff from the King. What a crossover there past Anthony Davis, and he throws it down. Delino Gallinari got out of the way. He didn't want anything to do with that poster, but he would get back into the game later in the fourth. He hits this three right here, 25 points for Gallo in the game, but it would not be enough. 2-point game late in the fourth. Danny Green to Contavious Caldwell-Pope for a wide open three. You can't believe him that open. He's gonna ice the game. The Lakers win 112-107. They improved to the best record in the NBA at 12-2, and LeBron James gets the triple-double, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. And LeBron James, the first player in NBA history to triple-double against every team in the league.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you, Nick. So we have a couple fun facts, so to speak, here on WTOP. It is Joe Biden's 77th birthday today.
Wow, 77. That's
yeah, so happy birthday to Joe Biden.
Yeah. And we also have another fun fact. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, were married 72 years today, which is a long time.
It is a long time. Congratulations to them both. Certainly a day of history, that's for certain.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
what is the weather looking like this week, Jake?
So for our weekend, it's actually not going to be too shabby. It's going to be 41 degrees on Sunday, 43 degrees on Saturday, a little bit of some clouds to deal with. But remember, we have to get through Friday, Thursday night and Friday, which could be some wind, snow maybe. Friday's going to be a little bit rainy. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jacob. That's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Soup Spoon and the Shrimp Forks.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.